Notilda's coming out in less than a week, and it's got me super excited. Everything in 5.0 looks amazing, but I'm impatient and I can't wait. I thought I'd do some exploration and stuff to hold me over, but my computer wasn't having it. Whoa, my game's crashing. What the f? My computer's crashing. So I decided this was a great opportunity for me to do something I've been saving up for quite a while. I haven't really done any of the story quests, but I saved up for Arlecchino for almost a year, and I figured it's time to experience her quest.
Hey traveler, Paimon.
No, I hate him. Pause. Before I get into the meat of the video, I just want to tell you that this is a long quest. It took me nearly 3 hours to complete, but it's an amazing story. In fact, I'm gonna warn you that you're probably gonna want some characters by the end of this. I did want to keep this video relatively short for you, but some of the scenes just hit too hard to leave out. By the way, Genshin videos like this are a new thing for me, so be sure to let me know if you like things like this, or what else you'd like to see. Anyways, that's more than enough yapping from me. Let's see what Lyney's got in store for us.
What brings you to Poisson?
Actually, we've run into a bit of trouble on the home front, so Father arranged for us to stay in Poisson for the time being. You may have noticed Poisson seems a bit more crowded than usual.
Ah yes, crowded.
What's really going on?
Divorce?
Since the two of you are so curious, perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
Oh, hi there.
Sending so many Fatui here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect an ulterior motive to be involved.
Oh yeah, I forgot all these little twinks were part of the Fatui.
I understand. I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations with the Fatui in the past.
Yeah, I've killed a lot of you guys over the years.
To be frank, it all stems from a certain rumor circulating around the House of the Hearth. A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Hearth.
Oh, Ghostbusters, I see. If you didn't know, I've invested a lot of my attention in this game into Arlecchino, but I don't know a lot about her lore. In her idle animation, she's glitching out, and I've seen some speculations that she's not wholly human, so I'm expecting a lot from this story quest.
Lyney, you're finally here. The supplies. I'm assuming you've...
Brought them with me? Yep, here you go. Hello? Something caught your eye?
Yes, sorry. I know I'm so beautiful it's distracting.
It's the Traveler and Paimon!
Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are here! I heard the Traveler is so strong that she can move a mountain with her bare hands. I heard Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire pantry at Hotel de Boer in just 3 days! Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about Paimon? Oh, not cool at all! I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison. And by that, I mean medicine or actual poison. I've got both.
You know, I was super excited to do this story quest to learn more about Arlecchino's backstory and her lore, but I've had to experience a lot of NPC bullshit so far.
When Foltz was really young, he strangled all of his family pets, just out of curiosity.
What do you mean really young? He's like 8. Also, that's legitimately sociopath behavior. One of the telltale signs that someone's afflicted with psychopathy is the mutilation and murder of small animals and pets.
Chaplot is around my age. Well, I'm mainly
What? Similar age my ass. That man is in his 20s, and Lyney is no older than 16.
Oh, maybe I should dye my hair. Wonder how much it'll cost.
Anything to not be ginger.
Looks like the House of the Hearth has some normal members after all.
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others? Yeah, we're definitely not all like them.
I bet those crazies are practically foaming at the mouth right now. I'm sure they just can't wait to get back to Snezhnaya to carry
Oh,
out
so
the
we're
plan.
snarky bitches here. Okay.
That's enough, Filial.
Yeah, fuck off, Filial.
Don't talk about family members behind their back, right? Whatever. Let's go.
These are the preppy fucks. I hate them. I don't really like the other people, but now I hate you more.
We should go see the opera together.
What the? What? Sorry, I don't date ginger dudes. Unless your name's Tartaglia. I'm not gay. Better not to pry. Traveler, come now. We are nothing if not nosy bitches. Try not to pry. Pshaw. Pshaw, I say. Wee. Ow. God, I hate Lyney's outfit so much.
Were you looking for something just now, Freminette? Maybe I can help.
I just wanted to see if there were any extra supplies.
No problem. Give me a second here. Food, water... Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for?
I thought I'd grab an extra portion because I get hungry at night.
Your lying skills still need some work. Tell me what's going on. Is it really bad enough that you have to keep it from your own brother?
They don't talk like real people.
Just follow me.
Oh my god, look at my HP bar. Oh my god, a child.
Hi, Lyney. I'm also a child of the House of the Hearth, just like you. You can call me Clervie. Does that name ring any bells, Lyney?
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on our roster, I'm sure of it. She must be the phantom child Father's been searching for. You, haven't told Father, have you?
No, I haven't told anyone. I've just been keeping her hidden.
For how long?
About half a month now.
Jesus.
I know what I'm doing.
Really? 'Cause from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. If Father finds out about this, everyone involved is going to be punished. Come with me. There are a couple things I'd like to say to you in private.
Those two sure care a lot about each other. They have a really deep bond. I could tell right away, 'cause I also have a friend like that. I just don't know how long that kind of bond can last. The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive. Oh, it's raining. I should put my clothes away.
Bitch, we're in a cave.
Well, we're all friends here, right? We've been through so much together, so if there's anything we can do to help, just say the word.
How do we get from this into fighting Arlecchino?
If we don't plan on handing Clervie over to Father, then our only other option is to solve the mystery of her identity before Father is able to track her down.
If you fulfill a spirit's last wish before they died, they'll let go of whatever's keeping them here and return to the ley lines.
The ley lines? Wait, do ley lines cause ghosts?
Freminette, I need you to promise me that this will stay between the two of us. No one else gets involved.
Of course. I promise.
I swear.
Where the fuck did you come from?
Whoa!
That is, quite the unfortunate freeze frame right there.
Lynette!
But what a surprise! What brings you here, dear sister?
You're an idiot, brother. And you too, Freminette. You 3, Traveler. And you 4, Paimon.
Wait, what did we do?
Yeah, the fuck did we do?
I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear of the situation, I'd rather fully join in. If you don't agree, I'll have no choice but to report everything back to Father. Simple as that.
Oh, another new friend. Hello.
Clervie, how did you join the House of the Hearth?
Huh? Isn't it the same for everybody? The knave brings you here and then you can't leave. I think there might be some things you don't know about this place. They say they keep a roster, but it's not complete. There are a lot of people who aren't on it, and never will be, unless it's the roster of people who've been executed. Wait, does that mean the knave...
Is there anyone that can vouch for you?
Perry. She's my best friend. She's the only one I trust in this place.
Clervie, Perry. Neither of those names are on the roster. Clervie, do you have a wish?
To go outside, where the sun can find me. That's it? Well, that sounds easy enough.
Listen up. I've got a plan. I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clervie outside and bring her somewhere with sunlight. Lynette, try and find the list of executions that Clervie was talking about, and see if her name is on it. Freminette, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clervie. I need you to collect intel on everything she said and done.
Understood.
I'll try my best.
What about us? What should we do?
Since Father considers you to be guests, maybe you could stick by her side for a little while.
You know, maybe it's all the brain rot, but I don't really care about this ghost arc. I want to get into some Arlecchino stuff. Okay, so obviously, like, the House of the Hearth is ran a little bit like a military operation, right? The knave is a pretty benevolent person to the orphans she picks up, right? Like, she kind of makes, like, it's kind of like Batman, a little bit like Teen Titans, where it's like, you get all these, like, unwanted misfit children, and then you turn them into, like, you know, child soldiers, basically, right? We know the knave kills people, and it seems like this is a pretty tight run shift. So, like, obviously, Cervix, whatever her name is, got murdered by the knave. She got ulted by Arlecchino, and now she's come back as a ghost, and Arlecchino's like, hey, wait a minute, I don't want anybody to know that my ult's on cooldown, so I gotta go, like, you know, I gotta go charge attack her. That joke kind of ran out pretty quick. Hello, child. Ooh, well, if it isn't my favorite ginger.
It's the knave. And child. Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating? What are you still doing in Fontaine?
I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I realized I was being taken back to Snezhnaya. And well, I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in Fontaine.
I forgot just how poor Genshin's animation quality can be sometimes. I mean, look at this. I'm pretty sure I'm playing on max settings and I can count the pixels.
Paimon thinks you should focus on getting better first.
The worst of it is over. It's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was. She gave me a bunch of random potions to drink.
Look at the hilly troll just dancing in the background.
If you and I could spar, that would be even better. I've been waiting for a chance to see you go all out.
And what a sweet little daydream that is. So, dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to what do I owe the visit?
We're deceiving you, ma'am.
Well, we just,
Paimon, great under pressure as always.
right. We're super close to Lyney and the others, but we still don't know much about you.
Is that so? Introductions have already been made, have they not?
Translation, cut the bullshit, traveler.
I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids. They actually reminded me of Tonya and Tusser.
Ah, I miss Tusser.
Which, by the way, if you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know, I won't let you off easy.
And why would I betray them?
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least, that's what I heard.
Now I'm gonna press play on this, and I really hope she just swings around and has a scythe pointed at his head. I'm disappointed.
Wait, did you really do something bad to those kids?
Man, fuck them kids.
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty rooster had to say. Care to enlighten me?
Ah, well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth, and even going so far to attack your own family.
Why'd you just start? 5 minutes ago, you're all chummy with her, asking her to help you stay in Fontaine and spar. Now you're just like, hey, did you kill your kids?
I see.
Oh, based on your reaction, I'm guessing it's all a bunch of lies.
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase, but I suppose he didn't say anything untrue.
I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down. Seems pretty cool if you ask me. Would also give them plenty of opportunities to hone their skills.
Well, that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so friendly. The losing party would lose everything, including their life.
Oh, is that all?
Well, would you look at the time? I should probably get going. Traveler, Paimon, I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next time we run into each other, we should definitely try and find some time to spar.
Man, this is a whole lot of exposition for a quest. I've not spoiled it, but I know I'm supposed to learn about Arlecchino's backstory before the fight, so that means there's a whole lot of yapping coming, and I'm already over an hour into this.
Lyney, how did everything go?
Clervie can't go into the sunlight.
Well, we could always try pushing her into it. Oh, true.
Why not get her an umbrella?
How did it go with you, Lynette?
Good. I've got the list. It's right here.
Really? Well, what are we waiting for? Let's take a look. Oh, yikes. That our rare guy has a huge scar on his face.
The scar is from an injury he received during a mission. He said any future lover would take one look at him and then lose all interest. I asked if there was someone he was interested in. He said no. It was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked. He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but it didn't work. One day, Father asked to see him. I never saw him again after that.
Wait, so that means the knave,
It may seem cruel, but it's just one of the rules of the house. Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets, so if you do try to leave, you pay with your life. People are afraid of dying. I thought resolving the Clervie situation would make everything go back to normal, but it looks like things are more complicated than I thought. If we leave Filiol and the others to their own devices, sooner or later, Father will be forced to take action.
Casually approach the child.
Clervie! Shh, I opened the window while no one was looking. Look how pretty the outside is. If only I could have more than this. You probably think I'm being silly, huh? All this hopeless resisting. It's better to dream of what I could have than try to make it a reality, right? Everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool, something to be used and exploited. We're all expendable, including me. As long as you're useful, you get to stick around, lose your value, and you're handed over to the doctor, experimented on, and given a fate worse than death. I've seen it happen again and again, and I've had enough. You're saying the knave did all that? It's just, that doesn't seem like something she would do. She's scary and all, but it seems like even she has lines she wouldn't cross. Everyone thinks she's a good person. They all think of her like a real mother. But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and tarnished it, and if I had things my way, I'd never see her again. If only Perry were here, she'd understand. It almost feels like she's not really here with us. Paimon can't tell if she's actually talking to us or if she's mistaken us for someone else. She looks so young. But it seems like she's been through a lot. It's getting windy. I should close the window. Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard that if you look up at the night sky in Snezhnaya, you can see the aurora. It's supposed to be super pretty. Even prettier than the moon tonight. Perry and I promised each other that once we're older, we're gonna go see it together.
Before I continue on, let me digress a little bit, because I'm stupid and I need to make sure I know what's going on. Clervie said that the mother isn't worthy of the title, and now when she says mother, there's no quotations. So in my mind, that means she's talking about her actual mother. Now I don't know if that means Arlecchino or not, or what that means for the significance of the father title, but either way, I'm kinda digging the ghost arc now.
Paimon really doesn't understand what's going on with her. We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous, and he's done all sorts of bad things.
It's possible that Father and the doctor have had certain dealings, but I don't think Father would work with him. We're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between them.
What do you mean you're not on the same side? You all work under the Tsaritsa. Oh, Arlecchino, I've come to talk with you. I need you to provide me with more exposition. Arlecchino, Arlecchino. I need a little bit of exposition.
It's you two again. I must say, you look a bit pale. Did you have trouble sleeping last night? So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Or should I give you some time to rack your brain for a topic to discuss before I ask any questions? Although I must profess to being curious. Without child here, how do you plan on distracting me?
Us? Distract you? A good one. But no,
Looks like you could have used some extra time to think. Don't worry. I'll be sure to steer clear of any scheming children.
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
Oh, Paimon, always good in a crisis.
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Least of all a little scheming. I think I'll let them have at it for a little longer. I can be very patient. Good things come to children who do as they're told. So I do hope you decide to tag along. If only for your friends' sakes.
Girl, I'm like 500 years old.
She clearly knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us just now.
I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions is necessary for a child's development.
You're not planning on doing anything to them, are you?
It appears quite a few people have been acting out lately. No matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same fate. There are no exceptions.
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rules of the house change for no one. In my organization, everyone is responsible for their own actions.
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even call you father. You must feel something for them.
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not be held accountable along with them. I would imagine Lyney, Lynette, and Freminette will be able to keep their lives. As for Filion and Toy and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape, but once you know our secrets, there's no getting out alive.
But that's awful.
Out of consideration for my guests, I suppose I could turn a blind eye for a little longer. If Lyney and the others manage to dispose of Clervie in the meantime, all evidence of their wrongdoing will be lost. I could hardly punish them for something I couldn't prove. If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the punishment will be severe. Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you. Do try and keep better track of it next time. It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a pity if you were to lose it. Permanently. There will always be time later to run off and tell Lyney what you've learned.
Speaking of Neuvillete, isn't this his office? Neuvi! What's up, my main man?
It's been a while, Monsieur Neuvillete.
I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion to meet again after presenting you with the Gnosis.
Wait, it's been a while since I've done the Fontaine Archon quest. When did Neuvillete, first off, when did Neuvillete get the, when did Neuvillete get the Gnosis? And then when did he give it to Arlecchino? I don't remember that.
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding matter that I would like to see resolved before I go. It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal.
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must admit that I fail to see why you would wish for such a thing.
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Neuvillete. So allow me to
Sorry, what? Huh, I heard you like water.
A family is like a large body of water with countless rivers flowing in and out. As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source will eventually reach the ocean. Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless. I believe the water that flows within them is simply meant for a different destination, like a field in need of irrigation. Or perhaps the glass of a certain water-tasting enthusiast.
I'm not following this analogy all that much. I've got a bunch of children. I want them all to succeed. They're not all going to do great things. Some of them will just do menial labor, and then the rest of them are just going to get consumed.
Did you get any of that, Traveler?
Few among us are willing to sip from a glass filled with tainted water.
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's strained of all impurities and returned to its cleanest form.
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect to your proposal. Perhaps you could expound on that?
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillete, I will gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine. And, unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer carry out any special missions within Fontaine.
That's pretty big.
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk?
Tartuffe? Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean? My deepest condolences to his family, but without any evidence, I cannot imagine how the House of the Hearth might have been involved in his passing.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's the guy who got stepped on. God, it should have been me, not him!
Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillete, I'm sure certain measures could be taken to reduce the frequency of such troubles.
In that case, I am inclined to accept your proposal.
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillete. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy.
The whole water enjoyer is supposed to be wine, right? But they can't say wine in a children's game, so they— Ah! I hit my elbow! Or is this Arlecchino's way of saying she knows he's the water dragon?
Oh, shoot. Are you alright?
Apparently I'm a brick fucking wall. I didn't even move.
Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers, I wasn't looking where I was going.
Now wait a minute. When we were going over names, I wasn't paying attention. But this guy's got a deformed scar on his face.
What's going on here?
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend here on accident. I should probably get going, actually, so...
Hold on. I'll take 3 papers. Here. Your payment.
Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson on an empty stomach.
It appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. I'm sorry to ruin your fantasy, but your efforts are meaningless. That being said, I could be persuaded to give Lyney some extra time. I just have one condition.
Wait, why are you being so generous all of a sudden? You're not gonna ask us to do something bad, are you?
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for bad things.
Excuse me. I'm from a different world. You think I haven't stacked bodies?
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. Now it's nothing more than a pile of rubble.
Holy shit! Look at that! Look at this wall! Why is the crack in 180p? Why is this whole area in 180p? Look at it. Okay, look. Left side, I can count the pixels. And right side, I can count the polygons.
Due to certain events, I first killed Clervie and then her mother. And this is where it all happened. Clervie was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth. Crucibina was the knave at that time. She was Clervie's mother by blood. But she was also the mother to all the children in the house. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Tevat, but as for how to raise them, that depends entirely on the person in charge. Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then crown as the king of the house the child who proved themselves most worthy of inheriting her title. There's little I can say about the ones who died. The ones that emerged with permanent injuries, on the other hand, well, they would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on. Nothing more than tools to be used and then discarded.
So those were the experiments Clervie was talking about. But what actually happened to her?
Clervie did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to rise up and try to fight back. Unfortunately, the other children had already been thoroughly indoctrinated into the illusion of happiness Crucibina had created. Of course, there was one exception. Someone Clervie's age who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth. Her name was Perouere.
I mean, it's obvious at this point that it's Arlecchino, right? Clervie was, I can't remember her name. Clervie was Cheruby's daughter, and Derriere was Arlecchino. So she kills them both, then becomes the father.
Wait, the friend that Clervie mentioned?
Friend. huh? I suppose we can call her that for now. Clervie was a cheerful and passionate...
Yeah, I'm a genius.
While Clervie longed for freedom, Perouere was convinced that, amid all the fighting and violence, she would make it until the end. Despite their differences, the two became fast friends. Clervie told Perouere that she hoped to create a real family, where no one would be killed or sacrificed. There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clervie proved her determination many times over. She tried countless times to run away, ask for help, or expose the truth, but her efforts only earned her beating after beating. The only thing that kept her going was her strength of will. Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night. She and Perouere would look out at the moon together, a fierce longing for freedom shining in her eyes. But one day that light simply vanished. Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10 years worth of failure after failure. Finding any chance to escape still seemed as hopeless as ever. If escaping was out of the question, why not take down the very person sitting on top of this throne of lies? Mother herself. Clervie rejected that proposal. Clervie still thought of Crucibina as her mother. Killing her own flesh and blood was a line she couldn't bring herself to cross. If she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one option remained. Death was the only way that she felt she could be free. It happened during a duel. Her partner turned out to be none other than Perouere. It was a fierce battle, but ultimately, Clervie decided to let Perouere end her life. From that moment on, Perouere's journey was one written in flames. There she stood, the sole victor in Mother's endless game of slaughter, a trail of corpses strewn across her path to success. She was unsettled, and there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. This is the place where Perouere killed her best friend. This is also the place where she fought tooth and nail to kill the mother they shared. It's one of the principles of the house. Only those who survive get to write the rules. Perouere won the battle, and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name, Arlecchino. After I defeated Crucibina, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself, and even chose to give up my own name. I rebuilt the House of the Hearth under a new identity, not only as Arlecchino, but as father. And that is where the story ends. Any more questions?
Why do you have weird pupils?
Clervie wasn't a little kid when she was killed, so the Clervie we met, was she really a spirit at all?
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes to a fire, you see. A certain power runs through my veins. It's not unlike a curse. My flames leave behind shadows of anything they consume.
Wait, so do her powers not come from her vision?
Clervie died when she was 16 years old. But what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Most of her memories were lost to the blaze as well. Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self. Lose 10 years' worth, however, and it would be like living in the past. Perhaps I should put it this way. Clervie is someone trapped in time. It may seem like she exists with us in the present, but she truly lives in the confines of her own past. Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time. Your attempts to expose Clervie to sunlight. They failed. Yes, the reason is actually quite simple. In Clervie's mind, the house is impossible to escape, and it is this very perception that traps her there. No matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't anticipate so much as a single speck of ash will be left behind this time.
Wait! Paimon can understand why you might want her gone, but isn't there another way? So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least talk to her first!
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. That goes for Filial and Nantoy as well. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them. Upholding the rules without question is a trait we both share.
Oh? Lumine, are you gonna talk?
Is this really what you want to do?
Lumion speaks!
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs. Anger and sorrow. Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver. I give your friends quite a bit more time. As for what happens now, we'll just have to wait and see.
Lyney!
I'm sorry. I couldn't find a way to fulfill her wish.
Lyney, come on. You're facing execution. For the love of God, please, take off the stupid hat.
Huh? Are you Perry?
Indeed, it's been a while, Clervie.
Perry!
The platypus?
Stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first, I believe certain scores need settling.
Father, let me explain.
Out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that, you must be punished. I'll deal with your punishments later. As for right now, the more pressing concerns are the traitors among us.
Among us.
By traitors? Do you mean us?
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to.
Fultz, why don't you share what you heard?
Nantoy clearly said if only Father wasn't the one who took us in. Sato added, I'm sick of this life. I just want to live as a normal person. Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean things about Father.
I did not! You're lying! Fultz is trying to frame us.
We're birds locked in a cage. The only way out is to destroy it. That's what you said, wasn't it?
You little. You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh?
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our family.
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case. So why? Why have you backed us into a corner?
You know the type of work we do, Filial. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. It's not like it's never happened before. That kind of thing is hard to forget.
If this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay that kindness, even if it cost me my life. But rules are rules.
Why? Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake. Now we have to face the consequences.
The mistake you made was being Ginger.
We accept our punishment.
Chaplot, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth, how should these traitors be punished?
All those who betray the house pay with their lives.
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say, Lyney?
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did, does it really count as betrayal? Please, reconsider.
I agree with Lyney.
Father, please.
I also agree with Lyney.
An order once given cannot be rescinded. However, given the extent of your determination, I suppose we shall have to go about this a different way. Draw your weapons, and
Our weapons?
Ah, shit, I didn't mean to skip that.
Father, are you referring to a duel?
precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. Traitors must be punished. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient showing of strength, and I shall offer a concession.
Impossible. Father is way too strong, even for Lyney.
He's holding a fucking card.
Did you hear that, Traveler? Lyney and the others have to duel the knave. What should we do? Can they really win something like that? Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior, and any disputes are less likely to escalate.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
What's wrong? Traveler! Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
I'd like to see for myself what the fourth of the Fatui harp. He's holding the bell! That's awesome.
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
I'll allow it. All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less, and you may just lose your life.
Here we go, baby. Nothing we haven't done before. But I get to watch the cutscene this time. I've always skipped it so I could save it for the story. Oh, music. I feel like there was a whole lot of banding together at the start of this. And not a lot of people in the ring fighting with me. Whole lot of peanut gallery going on.
Stabilize.
With these rising flames,
Now's our chance.
Our chance? Where are you? Alright, let's do this. Oh boy. Wait, Cinder of Two Worlds? What does that mean? God, what a sick frame. Oh shit! I didn't have a... Okay, hold on. Let me explain. Let me explain why I failed that so hard. See, like... Oh look, Lyney's hat was there.
Over here.
Oh look, Lynette's skill. Oh, that was really cool. Oh my god! Okay! Look at that!
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
Okay!
Oh, I know.
The fuck?
I'm sorry, Father!
Oh!
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
Oh! Is that the fucking dull blade I see in my hands? I swear to God, Traveler. Oh shit, that's my elemental skill. The organ in the background. Why's she gonna kill these guys? Oh, these are the people that... Okay, never mind. Never mind, I got it.
Father, no!
R5 dull blade, baby.
Made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
Look at her boss design. What the fuck? Arlecchino used glare. Ah, it's our ultimate. I'm talking. I should shut the fuck up.
I can't move.
Touch me. What?
Still, not strong enough to beat me.
Damn, that's a... What a cutscene.
I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of guests, after all. We wouldn't want things to get too out of hand.
Sorry, I got too immersed in the cutscene, and it was just such a sharp thrust back into reality, where we have the emotionless main character with no reaction, you know, NPC movement in the background, and then in the top left we have the 280p resolution background. You can see very clearly where all the budget in this game goes.
Given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed, the punishment stands. However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, I'm prepared to change the method of execution. Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping, do you still have them?
Yes, ma'am. Then drink them.
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I've kept them super safe. I didn't lose a single one.
Wonderful. In just a moment, I'll have you administer them.
Ah, okay, I see here. Because obviously, here's the thing. Genshin can never have their playable characters be evil, right? Even though Arlecchino's always been kind of a gray character, writing went back and fought herself, and even the Wanderer, they were like, oh, he's different now. See, there's a whole limit area full of toys and magic, so he can't be evil. Oh, and look, he's friends with the most evil dragon in the game, but it's fine because it's misunderstood and it's a little toy. That's Durin, by the way. So when we bumped into the dude that was clearly on the execution list, it was a big ol' hint to the fact that she's not actually killing them. I can almost guarantee that these flames are just gonna wipe their memories, that way they can't reveal Fatui's secrets, but also can just be alive.
Bottled flames?
Indeed. They're the product of a secret experiment. Under certain special circumstances, flames can be extracted from my person and preserved.
Oh my god, it's Arlecchino come.
Once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. No harm will come to you physically, but your memories will be burned away.
Spicy Arlecchino come.
If you can withstand the pain, when you awake, you'll have forgotten everything you know about the House of the Hearth, and will be expelled from the organization.
Chlamydia. Ew, 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 ew. Too far, too far.
Administering this concoction will kill the version of you that grew up in the house and give you a new identity.
Now, like, okay, here's the thing. I'm not an evil person by any means. I'd go so far as to say I'm incapable of actually harming things. Like, I can't handle hurting people. But there needs to be actual evil characters in this game, and not just faceless evil characters. Arlecchino is never going to be fully evil, she's definitely lawful evil, but it's a worrying trend that all these characters that could be evil are not presented as evil. Like, what's going to happen? Are we going to get to the Abyss and they're like, oh, the Abyss aren't actually evil? Here's the thing, it's been pretty well established that the Fatui are gathering Gnosis, and because of Signora we think they're evil. But the assumption I have right now is that the Tsaritsa is not evil. I assume she's gathering the Gnosis to fight the Heavenly Principles, much like Folklore. And like... what was I saying? I can't remember. Let's just continue on with the quest.
Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self.
So, you're just letting us go, Father?
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you. So no, I don't intend to just let you go, because the person who survives will be nothing but a stranger.
I won't have to live in fear anymore. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down.
Don't cry, Filial. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes you to waver. Don't let yourself be controlled by your emotions.
Of course. I'll remember.
Dry your tears, and go pursue the life you really want. Goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will no longer be your father. Thank you for all you've done for the house. I hope you have bright futures ahead of you.
My foot's asleep. Oh, it hurts. Ah!
Father!
My foot! Oh my god, it hurts. Ah!
Clervie.
That's right, we still got one child left to kill. Wait, how is she? Hold on now. How is she in the sun?
Talk now? I've been waiting for a super long time. I haven't seen you in so long. How come you're all grown up?
You died, Clervie. That's what happened.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little. Look, she's done speechless. Oh. Okay then. Huh? That's it? You accepted it just like that? Yep. If that's what Perry says happened, then I believe her. Perry wouldn't lie to me. I'm more curious about what happens in the future. Can you tell me about it? I want to know what happened to her. And to me.
You never stopped trying to defy fate. At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon. In fact, you often sought comfort in the night sky. You wanted to see the aurora, so one night we promised each other we would go to Snezhnaya to see it together. Later on, you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Instead, she decided to make an example of you by slowly torturing you over time. That way, the other children would know what happens to traitors. Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, she would be able to crown an ultimate victor among the children she raised. But you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. Your efforts may have only delayed the inevitable, but still. You gave them hope. You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, you never turned your sword on Crucibina, and you never turned it on me. On that gloomy day, you told me, "For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now, I realize that the only freedom I truly possess is the freedom to choose to die."
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really worn down. But somehow, I still think I understand. According to Mother's plan, only one of us was going to make it until the end. And I always hoped that person would be you. If I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make a different choice. Even when I first met you, I knew you'd be able to do what I couldn't.
Is that so? Even now, I'm not sure I truly understand what kind of freedom you were trying to pursue. But as the head of the House of the Hearth, and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic of freedoms. The freedom to choose their own fate. It's something I discussed with the Iudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. In return, they will be allowed to live a normal life in Fontaine without being prosecuted for their past.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Because, yeah, she can let them go, but they also did crimes, so...
Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter. They have to fight for it and prove themselves worthy of it. Only freedom that is earned has true value.
Well, okay. I'm an American, and I don't believe that. I believe, freedom is an intrinsic value. Every human being has the right to freedom, right? And obviously, my freedom was paid for in blood. A significant amount of blood, The American Revolution. And all the blood that has been spilt in the wars since then. Okay, let's not pretend like the US hasn't started a lot of unnecessary wars, but, obviously my freedom was fought for. But would you say my freedom was earned? Because the forefathers of America earned freedom. But do you consider the freedom that they made for me earned? Would you say I have freedom that has been earned because it was earned by someone else? I guess then you have to think about it like, Jesus died for our sins, right? Jesus died in order to cleanse humanity of its sins. But did I earn his love? Or this is maybe a little bit too deep of a train of thought to follow in a gacha game. Maybe I should just continue on with the quest.
That's more than enough. That's exactly the kind of life I was fighting for.
Hey, drop it. Thought I wouldn't see it.
Perry, I think you're a pretty amazing king, and a really great father, too. I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places. Perhaps they would be willing to tell you what the outside world is like.
Really? Of course! We've traveled all over the place. We've got so many stories, we could probably talk your ears out for 3 days straight.
Talk about the land of Animo, nation of freedom. Electro, nation of eternity. Man, just reading the regions described like this is bringing back so many memories. I really have enjoyed Genshin as a game. For all the shit that gets said about it, the story has been entertaining. Whether or not you think highly of the game or its story, I've enjoyed every single part of it, including Sumeru. If I had the opportunity to go back and replay through Sumeru and experience the story a bit more, I'd do that. Because Mondstadt and Liyue were part of the player experience at the start of the game, so I paid attention to everything because it was all new and interesting. Then Inazuma came out, and it was like the first actual big nation update that progressed the story, so I was like super invested into it. And the story was really, really good. It's probably my favorite. I don't know, Fontaine's pretty good. But Sumeru was the first area that I was just like completely burnt out. I'd quit the game, and I was coming back. Fontaine was coming out while I was getting into Sumeru, and Fontaine was new and interesting. So I knew I had to get through a lot of Sumeru content just to get to Fontaine. So I kind of rushed through a lot of the story, and I didn't give it the attention it deserved. I learned my lesson with Fontaine, so I actually immersed myself in the story, but I wish I could go back and, properly experience Sumeru. But I'm just so excited for Notland to come out. It looks so good. It looks awesome.
I used to dream of being a bard. Playing the lute while singing into the winds of freedom. Even if there was no one there to listen, I would have continued to sing no matter what.
Hey, that's like me making videos that get less than 50 views.
That's where Mora comes from. I never knew that before. If I had some Mora, I would buy 3 new dresses. One for me, one for Perry, and one for Mother. It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, she probably wouldn't accept something like that either. I guess I'd just have to keep them all for me then. I could wear a different one every day. Those yokai you mentioned, what do they look like?
Cat girls.
I was always too afraid to skip Mother's fighting lessons. But at the academia, I bet you could do all sorts of secret things in class. Things that have nothing to do with studying. I'm just kidding. Being able to study whatever you want without having to fear for your life actually sounds pretty great.
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time. Clervie, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Parallel. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
May we meet again someday.
Clervie.
That one bit. That one stung a little bit. Oh my god. It's times like this where I wish I was a bit better as a person at describing my feelings, because that was a really good scene. Obviously it's designed to make you cry, and I teared up a little bit, I can't lie. That was a really good scene. Yeah.
She left so soon. Paimon didn't even get to finish her story.
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just as beautiful as the ones in the pictures.
And the hits keep coming.
But a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, we wouldn't have had the time to say goodbye. Whatever regrets may linger, let them be lost to the coming of a new day.
It's Lyney! Hey, Lyney! What is he doing back here? Let's go check it out.
I kind of wish they ended the story right here.
Father, the bottled flames have been administered. Filio and the others have left the house.
And you? What have you decided?
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. But we never wanted to leave the house. It's the only home we've ever known.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps and become the next king of the house. Yet you seem to have different ideas. I must admit, I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life. Leading this organization is a heavy responsibility, one not so easily carried by someone forced onto the throne.
I just never understood what you saw in me. What made you believe I was deserving of that throne?
You're brave, talented, and, most importantly, you cherish your family. You would do anything to protect them, even if it costs you your life.
Had Father gone all out during the duel, there's no way I would have walked away with my life. She must have had it all planned from the beginning, from the very moment she suggested a duel. I'm not deserving of that title. I'm not strong enough or smart enough.
You're wrong. In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is conviction and the necessary strength to act on it. We may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you truly lack is strength. For someone of your talent, though, that's something that will come with time. Even without that strength, you still chose to face me in a duel, even though the odds were stacked against you. That capacity to honor your convictions is what I truly see in you.
This is gonna sound weird, but this is very similar to a conversation I had with my coach sophomore year. He was telling me how he wants me to potentially move from JV to varsity, and he was like, "You have really good game knowledge, and I like your work ethic and technique, and I feel like you know what you're doing, but you're not strong enough." Like he straight up told me, in order to advance or take a leadership role next year, you're gonna need to bulk pretty hard. And then that summer I sprained my UCL, so none of that mattered.
No one knows what the future holds, what tragedy or triumph may be in store. Being at the head of this organization requires the strength of will to face whatever comes. Caution will only hold you back. If reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in killing my predecessor. Back then, there was still a considerable gap between our abilities. Strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions will never be worthy of the throne.
I understand, Father. Thank you.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. Only then can a family continue to flourish. The road ahead is not an easy one, so I'll ask you one last time. Are you certain you want to stay?
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Plus, with Project Stuja at hand, there are many dangers ahead, and I, for one, don't intend to back down. Protecting my family at all costs. That's my conviction.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen and heartless dignitaries try to take us down, I'm prepared to teach them a lesson. Having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in the shadows. We need only wait for our prey to come to us. At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, A crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded, and no sacrifice shall be in vain. As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, I'll remember the camaraderie we shared in this moment. No matter how arduous the journey ahead, I hope we both reach our desired destination.
I've met Crucibina before.
Huh?
Wait, what? You've met the former Neve?
Crucibina died a year after Clervie. It was during the year between their deaths that I joined the House of the Hearth.
How old are you?
Crucibina had an extremely cruel and radical way of doing things. While she was alive, the atmosphere in the house was suffocating. A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crucibina and burned all her files. With that, the names of all the people subjected to her experiments, Clervie included, were lost to the flames, along with the painful memories they represented.
Father took in Lyney and me a couple months after that, but she never mentioned anything about Crucibina or Clervie.
It really seems like something she was planning to keep to herself.
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. She was worried we'd develop a false sense of gratitude towards her if we knew about it.
It was only after hearing about what Crucibina did that I finally realized how insignificant our lives could have been.
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should be what ties us together. But even if we didn't owe her anything, we would still choose to stay. Because this is our home. We may have arguments or times when we feel wronged. Some people may even choose to leave. But as long as Father is here, we will always have a home.
Whether the path before us is bathed in sunlight or shrouded in shadow, we'll follow Father wherever she chooses to go. So I wanted to say thank you for helping us make it through this crisis. Without your help, we could have lost a lot more along the way.
Yo, 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 what's up? If you made it this far, then that's just insane. Thank you so much. I really hope you enjoyed this quest as much as I did. It was a blast. I'd love to do more story quests, but this took a lot of effort to make, so be sure to subscribe to let me know you want more. I do want to go over the story quest, give a quick recap, and let y'all know my thoughts about it, but unfortunately I just don't have the time in this video. So that's it. That's all I got for you. As always, thank you for your time, and have a wonderful day.
Want it bad, that won't ever change. Yeah, sometimes I'm mad, sometimes I'm okay. Yeah, I know I'll have what I want someday. I need my space now so I can feel my